Why don't you try to get into Fourth Master Swan's pants? Monica sounded serious with her suggestion. Jean was watching George typing on his laptop. His tiny fingers were moving across the keyboard swiftly and there were a few lines of data on the screen that caught Jean's eyes. Jean. The silence left Monica agitated. Jean regained her composure and said, yeah, you were saying. I'm saying, go after Fourth Master Swan. Other than those folks from Creston City, wait, I think even those folks from Creston are a little afraid of him. So, if you can get his attention, or get him to fall for you, not only the Lawrence family but even Eden will have to be scared of you then. You think too much of me. Jean chuckled. You're beautiful, like an angel. If I were a man, I'd fall for you too. I know that B***** Eden cheated on you with Jasmine because he didn't get to sleep with you. That doesn't mean I have to sleep with Fourth Master Swan. Why not? He's single now. Don't worry, I'll create a chance for you. I might not know the man but my husband is his personal doctor. I'll go ask my dumb hubby to maybe create a chance for you guys to meet. Jean strongly believed that Monica's joke would drive her crazy one day. Who would call their own husband dumb? Dr. Jones, or Monica's husband, would probably roll his eyes at his wife when he learned this. Have you forgotten that no one has ever seen a woman beside Fourth Master Swan? Jean asked. But it doesn't mean that he's gay, Monica argued. Fine, you win. Maybe he's waiting for his missus. Right, and you might be his missus. Right. Monica was already high on her imagination. Jean wanted to pull her back to reality. This isn't some lame online novel. Monica, stop with your delusional thoughts. It's impossible between me and Fourth Master Swan. Why are you so stubborn? Because I don't need anyone. Monica was worried that Jean might get bullied by the Lawrence family again. Monica grew up with love. Her parents loved her so much that they could give their lives for her. Jean was the exact opposite. Jean's father taught her the meaning of cruelty. What happened that night shocked Monica a lot and it changed her world. Monica wanted to chat a little longer but Jean said, I have something to do. Talk to you later. Jean already hung up the phone. She knew if she did not hang up, Monica could go on for the whole day. She had something to do. She put her phone down and walked to George. George was working on his laptop. His brows above his black-framed glasses furrowed and his lips protruded slightly. He looked like a serious man at work. If she did not see it with her own eyes, she would never believe that a 6-year-old was adroit at using a computer. Jean asked, have you gotten the company status of the Locke family? Yeah, take a look, George said. Jean nodded and sat down beside her son. She had a look at the results. The Locke family was wealthy but their business line was limited. They had been trying to venture into a new business in the past 2 years but chickened out at the last moment. They were able to carry on through their traditional business but soon, in 3 years or so, their family's wealth would start to decline. She read through the data that George hacked out from the Locke family's website. The document showed that the Locke family planned to invest in e-commerce to save the precarious situation of their company. The Lawrence family also had the intention to venture into e-commerce, hence the union through marriage. Jean was thinking when George suddenly asked, Mom, why do you want me to check on the Locke family? Why do you think I want you to do this? To not marry Thaddeus Locke. Jean ruffled the boy's curly hair. Smart boy. George blushed when his mother praised him. Jean loved watching her son blush. Due to his high IQ, she was unable to treat him like a normal child, hence their conversation had always been about mature topics. Sometimes, she would mistake her son as a husband because he could do a lot. She had never experienced George asking to be pampered or tried to get her attention by jumping into her arms. It was the only regret she had. The phone rang. The ringtone pulled Jean out of her sadness, and she answered the phone. Hello. A familiar voice of a man came through the phone. How are you doing? Getting used to the place. It doesn't matter, Jean said. The man chuckled. Miss me? Never. You're as cold as ever. Jean was not moved. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived all those years. It sounds like you're not happy with me. No, you saved my life and I can never repay you enough. The man chuckled again. Call me when you need me. Bye. It was just a short chat and there were no feelings involved. Jean hung up the phone. George asked, was it Kingsley? Jean nodded. He missed us. George mumbled. Not really, Jean said. She then curled her lips into a cruel grin. What are we going to do next? George switched the topic. Wait for the fish to take the bait, Jean said. George frowned. Jean ruffled his curly hair again and said, let's go for breakfast. George followed silently. It was a Saturday, so Alexander was downstairs, with everyone else. Jean took George to the dining table and had breakfast. Jasmine's laughter could be heard from the living hall. The charity ball tonight will have an auction for a sapphire. I heard it's from a crown worn by the royal family in the last century. It's very expensive. Eden just called me and said he'll bid on the sapphire as a wedding gift for me. Look at you, tisk tisk. Joshua shook his head. What? There's nothing wrong trying to show off the best man in the world, Jasmine said. The wedding is still weeks away and you're already talking about him. Are you asking for a beating? Jasmine and Joshua were talking on the couch. Alexander never liked people fooling around, but he showed extreme tolerance to his son and daughter. Jean calmly had breakfast with her son and planned for a walk in the garden outside later. George was still growing. It was good for him to go out and enjoy the sun. Jean, you'll attend the charity ball tonight as well, Alexander said with a commanding tone. Jasmine heard it and reacted with a gloomy look. The Locke family will be there as well. Take it as a chance to get closer with Thegis, Alexander said. Jean simply hummed a reply. After breakfast, she brought George away from the dining table.